All right, we should be back. Are we back here on the Convo Couch? Are we back? Maybe it's a new stream.
By the way, I'm going to have to go back to the candidates because we skipped
The video.
the video and Wesley Bell.
Yeah.
Facebook is showing, right?
That's Facebook right here, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It was from before, I think.
Oh, that is from before.
No, that's now. That's right now. Facebook is good.
Okay.
Let's do back to YouTube.
There you are. Hi.
Facebook is good?
Yep. Sure? On our end.
Okay. YouTube is what I'm looking for.
Do you see it? Experiencing technical difficulties here.
Should be ready now.
Do you see it? Great. Are we back? Can
Yeah,
we
YouTube's back.
confirm that
YouTube's
we're
back. Okay.
Okay.
Are we back? All right, we should be back.
Okay.
Okay, so really quick, just what we're talking about. We're going to go back to a couple things. We're going to digress. Sorry, we had some issues right here with the electricity and everything going on. So, number one, Syria and Assad aligned themselves with Russia. They've been allies for a while. U.S. is aligned with Israel, and Saudi Arabia wants a gas line. It's a fight for energy, like always. If there's oil or natural resources, we want to go there. Then the U.S. And its allies see an opportunity when the Arab Spring protests come. However, Assad is still usually the majority of his country supports him still, from what we understand. But anyways, the America sees itself and its allies a chance to go and intervene. So what they do is now they have a smear campaign. It's a global smear campaign. They have to justify their reasons why they're in there. They keep on telling you Assad is bad. Most people can't tell you what. Chemical weapons. So they insert this group called the White Helmets. The White Helmets, these are paid actors, pretty much. They're funded by the West, fam. Okay?
Surprise!
Surprise. And they're always around, especially when the accused chemical attacks, and I say accused chemical attacks because so many times they've been debunked by so many different sources. However, these guys always show up to help the people, and pretty much, like I said, they're funded by the West, and they're an affiliate of Al Qaeda. At this time, we're funding Al Qaeda groups, rebels. ISIS has got a stronghold in Syria. The White Helmets are running crazy.
And Israel has their own people that they're funding, including neo-Nazis.
Exactly, and also. The White Helmets got some funding from Israel, too, as well, I believe. But at the very least, the war's been going on crazy. The White Helmets are always under speculation. They're taking a lot of heat. And then all of a sudden, we have Trump and Putin meeting last week, 2 weeks ago. Remember this one? They shake hands? Remember, fam? This is when it got disgusting. They said, this is treasonous. This is disgusting. He's a traitor. We shouldn't do this. And I want to say, not only the fact that, the president's number one job is to keep us out of war with Russia, but other reasons we have on the table. And now, after this meeting right here, people were saying treasonous, whatnot, and we're saying, how can you be that careless? How can you be lack that much compassion? Because after this, take a look what Donald Trump and Putin came to. They came to a little deal. Listen to the Israeli Prime Minister.
President Trump spoke to me, as did Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau and others, asking that we help to extract the White Helmets from Syria. The lives of these people, who have saved lives, were now in danger. I therefore authorized their transfer via Israel to other countries as an important humanitarian gesture.
Okay, so fam, guess what? Trump goes to Putin. They talk. They make a deal. Let's end this war. Let's end this craziness. Let's get first things first. And a lot of people, even Ted Athy, said, the White Helmets are the cause. Let's get them out of there. So they pulled them out. deal made completely by Putin and Russia. In that meeting right there, we don't know that for sure, but we can assume they had a meeting, and next thing comes into play, they're out of here, right? And what's starting to happen, fam? Thousands of refugees to return home from Lebanon soon. Now, I put this one up because this is definite right now. I saw a lot of people in Lebanon getting ready to go back to their homeland. Somebody guesstimated, I should say not estimated, but guesstimated, we might have 1.5 million people returning home to Syria. A war that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton started
Wow.
is being ended.
By Donald Trump. I mean, what?
Things that make you go, Now, and the thing that's disgusting, then we talk about how irresponsible it is, this Russiagate narrative. Okay, I know you don't like Donald Trump. I never really supported him either.
I can't stand him.
A lot of people can't stand him, but he is the president, and this rhetoric is so bad. It's a warmongering rhetoric. What would you rather have? Peace, a chance of peace, or this?
And I not for 1 second do I believe that Donald Trump is doing this out of the kindness of his heart because he wants to bring people back home. He's obviously doing this to make deals and make nice with these people because that's what's beneficial to him. However, through even his own selfish nature, this is actually good because we no longer are going to have as many people trying to come here. That's the same thing we've been harping on for the last few weeks. We create these refugees by going and engaging in proxy wars with these governments and installing our own governments and creating civil wars that they then have to flee from and come here. So this is actually good. And you have to be able to separate your personal feelings for this man from what is actually happening that may actually be beneficial, because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I've said it many times. This is a Game of Thrones. People are moving chess pieces left and right, front and back, but the fact is we have to be able to recognize what is actually good for America instead of getting caught up in, oh, I hate him, so even when he does something bad or good, I'm gonna still hate on that too.
Show him the picture. What do you want? Syria? You want Syria now, or you want? How about that? Is that what you want? Is that what? Okay, you're gonna try to force Donald Trump's hand to call him a traitor, the CIA, the intelligence community, the people, the media, to keep him away from Putin, and we lose our chance to stop this.
Yeah.
This.
And it's the people, the CIA and the intelligence agency that many are putting so much trust in, who actually, literally lied about Iraq, about weapons of mass destruction, who have lied about countless other things, who have literally created false stories, false narratives in order to push their agenda. How are we going to trust them? And they get away with it. And how are we going to trust them? How are you hailing them as heroes?
Yeah.
And to me, the Russia thing is more than about being right or wrong about the Russia meddling. And I'm completely against meddling, but we've been doing it. So we should start with ourselves. We should stop meddling in other countries and governments before we turn around and try to start a Cold War with another country.
Where's the moral compass, fam? Where are these people's moral compass that we're going to sit there, oh, Putin's evil, Putin's bad, Assad's evil, oh, Assad's bad. You know who's the worst? We are. Our government, whoever the president is. Obama was awful. Awful. Supporting
Didn't
Ukraine.
Didn't he just win a second Nobel Peace Prize?
Oh, please, another one. Yeah. Bill Clinton was bad. George Bush was bad. Senior was bad. They all are bad. Reagan, what he did in South America.
The worst. I feel
terrible.
Like
you know what I'm saying? So who are we to stand on our moral high horse and start saying the other countries have bad leaders, that Putin's evil and whatnot? Let's start cleaning our own shit for once in our friggin' lives. Let's worry about ourselves. Let's us stop meddling. You know how many times we meddled since 1945, since the World War II ended? 80 times, according to a professor at Carnegie Mellon.
And fam,
80 times.
Fam, this is what we do. So. And you're very passionate about this, I can see.
No. Well, you know how I am, because the CIA has been running amok, and now all of a sudden liberals are standing behind and propping up deep state operatives, people like Robert Mueller, who they think is going to be the crackjack friggin' lawyer because he took down the Gambino family. No, this guy lied or was either he lied about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, or he was so terribly wrong. I can't even say this every single time. Even he was so disgustingly wrong that he should never be listened to again. Ray McGovern caught a CIA operative. They had a paper. They changed the paper in the courtroom. The judge slammed it down, told the CIA, get the hell out of my courtroom. I don't ever want to see you again. They don't care. They'll lie, cheat, steal, rob, kill to get their way. And they're doing it in South America. Fam, I don't want to get into it today because we have some shows coming up. We're going to get Rachel Brunke back on here, but we're going to talk about Venezuela. Y'all want to go, Venezuela, socialist country.
Venezuela.
Yeah, but we can't stop interfering with their business. Please, fam.
Fam, before we start closing this out, I want to go back to some of the candidates and I want to highlight a couple of candidates.
Yeah. Let's get that video, right?
Yeah, there's a video that I want to highlight, but yeah, let's talk about Miss. If you can just play the video.
Fam, I gotta go. You have to finish up the show. Okay? You'll be all right. So Pasta had to step out. Yada, yada, yada. I got to go. Hey, after this, see if you can... You know how to turn off the mics from there? It's from yesterday. Show me the footage from yesterday. I love you guys.
Okay, great. So that was that she is going to be the first Palestinian congresswoman, the first Muslim congresswoman, because she has not been she's not opposed. And the fact that she won is a really huge deal. She's from Michigan. She is representative of the Muslim community, and even though we failed to get Abdul, I think it's awesome that we have her because she represents again the the antithesis to the Muslim feelings that we have, and we've come a long way if we can elect someone like that in Michigan. And her name again is Rashida Tlaib, and was a DSA endorsed candidate as well as a candidate endorsed by Bernie Sanders and Our Revolution and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The other person I do want to highlight, and by the way, Pasta had to go in an emergency, is Wesley Bell. So Wesley Bell is now the county commissioner in Missouri because, again, he is running and he beat the longtime incumbent who refused to put charges against Michael Brown's killer, if you all remember when that happened in St. Louis. So this is great that he was able to do that because St. Louis is a very racially divided city. I used to live there when I was a lot younger, and I remember how divided it was. And I just this is a very historical moment, and Sean King really highlighted that, for criminal justice, this is a huge victory that we should be proud of. So if we're looking at all these candidates overall, we can see that we achieved many great victories, and we were able to have people of color, have leftist progressives that were actually fighting for the issues that we want. Overall, this is a win. I mean, so many Bernie-crats and progressives won. It's a lot more difficult to win in huge seats like governor and actual Senate nationwide. But the fact that we are doing this shows several things. It shows that Dem Enter's working, and it also shows that there is a push to the left that the establishment wants to ignore and is going to do anything they can to ignore and shut down. However, if we get people to vote, which in Michigan and in Missouri and in Kansas, there was actually a rise in voter turnout, even with the machines malfunctioning, even with the malfunctioning of the ballots that they ran out of ballots in Michigan. We still are seeing people coming out and voting. The problem is we now have to be prepared for the issues. So in the next few primaries that are coming up in next week and September, we also need to look at how we are going to combat this and be ready for them, especially going into 2020 when we will actually see more of an overtake of the grassroots, the leftists. And it's very important we don't get discouraged, because there is going to be, rigging. There is going to be this kind of foul play by the establishment. We already know that. This is what they do. So instead of getting angry, we need to be able to actually fight it by being prepared for it, by having people on the ground, people working these polls, people knowing on the inside of these machines, going and being aware of, okay, this is how many ballots we have, this is what we're doing, we're here on the ground, we know what's next. And that's a way to kind of curtail that, because it's going to happen again. That's why it keeps happening, because they have all of this control. So this is a learning experience every single time we have it. So let's not get discouraged. And before I close, I just want to say that we need to make sure that we're fighting as a group, as a coalition. We're building coalitions. We're fighting using this momentum to see how everything is connected, to see how these candidates, whether they're in New York, whether they're in California, whether they're in Missouri, Kansas, they're all fighting for the issues that are affecting the American people. Most of these issues include single payer health, include affordable education, affordable housing, include green economy, include issues like getting people out of being homeless. All of these issues are affecting the American people. And so we need to start looking at the bigger picture as to how all of these are connected, whether you're in one state or the other. And hopefully more of the youth starts paying attention. And instead of focusing on, bashing voters like independents and Greens, we should focus on actually the people who don't vote. Go to them and ask them, hey, I know you don't vote. Why don't you vote? Well, because, I feel like it doesn't do anything. It's usually the answer that I get. Oh, okay. Well, what can we do to get you to vote? And, what can we do to get these people to the polls? The majority of millennials and the younger generation Z don't vote. And this is the way to get them to vote, is to give them someone worth voting for, which is why candidates like Ocasio and Abdul had such a success in getting voters out, because they are candidates that people want to vote for, that people are excited to vote for. And that happened with Bernie, and it can happen again. And I'm just very proud of what we've accomplished so far. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and we will be back later tonight with John Nadi to talk about Burlington Unidos. Yesterday, Pasta and I were there at this protest. So what's going on with Burlington Unidos, real quick, is these tenants have experienced a 25 to 40% increase in rent. They experienced that while simultaneously the landlord refuses to do any kind of upkeep. They refuse to do any kind of repairs. There is sewage leaking actual feces into the garage, and these people are living in dismal conditions while asked to pay 25 to 40% more rent. That is a hefty amount, and most people aren't able to afford that. So they are actually seeking counsel and are fighting these people who are basically telling them that, that they don't care. They're going to raise the rent. They're not going to do these repairs, et cetera, et cetera. And so John Nadi will be here to talk more about the legalities of the situation and what needs to be done. So come back at around 9:00 p.m. tonight. John Nadi will be here with us to discuss everything that's been going on with Burlington Unidos. And the She Does movement is there as well as the movement for Yes on 10, for Proposition 10, because rent control is directly related to this area. This establishment is not on rent control, which is why they can go and hike the rent prices that much. So Again, thank you for watching. Congrats to all of the primary winners. And let's keep rooting for Sarah Smith to make it through. Thanks for watching, guys. Please click subscribe, and I'll see you soon.